What's up, everybody? GeauxBurns here, and I hope you're having a good weekend and took advantage of Rockstar's double RP, double Grand Theft Auto currency, which was going on Friday and Saturday till midnight Eastern time last night. I know I sure did. Got me some extra RP and got me some money put away, waiting for High Life to come out. Hopefully, that will be soon. And since it's kind of a slow day, I want to read an article for you from GameSpot.com. Connecticut lawmaker wants extra tax warning labels for violent video games. And this lawmaker, Deborah Lee Hovey, whose district includes Newtown, of course, that's where the Sandy Hook tragedy took place, has written a new opinion piece in which she claims playing violent video games leads to quote unquote observable behavioral changes. Also in this piece, she calls for violent video games to carry extra warning labels and be taxed by the state. And it's not the first time that Hovey has rallied for an increase in the awareness of violent video games. Following the Sandy Hook massacre, Hovey put forth a bill that would have enacted an excise tax for violent video games. Of course, the bill did not pass, but she's not giving up. "Quote unquote, I'm disheartened this bill did not pass. Assuming Connecticut lawmakers are truly serious about changing the culture of violence in our state, taxing violent video games is common sense to start achieving this goal." And of course, the ESRB, which is the Entertainment Software Rating Board, already provides ratings for video games and has done so for years. But Hovey says if mature rated games carried a quote unquote extra warning label, and if there was an extra tax applied to such games, quote unquote, a parent might think twice before purchasing that game for their young child. Okay, so you want to add an extra label, an extra warning label, to video games that already have warning labels. And you also want to add a tax. Now, the question is, where is this tax money going to go? That's what I want to know. Is it going to go right in your pockets? You know, all of you elected officials in Connecticut? Is this some sort of scam to make more money off the people of your state who want to play violent video games? And what kind of nonsense is this? There's an M for mature, A for adult. It clearly states right there that this is not a video game for children. So, in the end, you have to take this up with the parents that buy these games for their kids, not the video game companies who already have to follow the ESRB guidelines. I find that ridiculous. I mean, let's go back in time to violent movies, which came along way before violent video games. Is that the reason why we had violence in our culture? Violent comic books, violent novels. Where does it end? The fact is, you look at our species, we're a very violent race. You go back in time to ancient days of Rome and Egypt, etc. There's plenty of violence back then. Was it violent scrolls, violent pictographs? I mean, why are we blaming video games for the violent behavior that we've already and always had? The fact is, parents are not doing their jobs here. They're not, saying, no, you can't have this because, well, it says mature and you're not old enough to have this video game. Or how many movies have I gone to when I was a kid that was rated R? Just because I happened to have somebody with me that was old enough to get into the theater. Did that make me a violent person? Did that make me go out and start doing violent things from all those movies I watched, those horror flicks and whatnot? No. Some people are just more violent than others. Some people have a few screws loose. And yeah, I really would like to know where that tax money is going. So yeah, I just always get really suspicious when they want to tax something and make you pay more for something that they deem inappropriate. While we're at it, why don't we start a blacklist and say, these things we're no longer going to have legal in this country. These books, these video games, comic books and movies, former TV shows, they're all too violent. Let's do away with them. That sounds kind of fascist to me. That sounds kind of, something like a dictatorship would do. And last time I checked, I thought we were supposed to be living in a free country. I realize we don't. But the point is here, violent video games are not the problem. Technically, if you look at all video games, most of them are violent. You look at the Mario games where Mario runs around, stomping Goombas and turtles and whatnot. It looks pretty violent to me. Of course, when he fights Bowser and his clones, every time he jumps across the bridge, the bridge goes away and Bowser or the Bowser clones fall into the lava. That's kind of violent. Or Zelda, or Donkey Kong, or Sonic. They look pretty violent to me. We should just go ahead and, label them all as violent video games and tax them and put more money in the politicians' pockets. So what do you think? Do you think that violent video games or violent movies, violent TV shows, books, novels, comics, etc. are the root and reason why there is violence in our world, or is it just part of our species, just one of those ugly truths about ourselves that we just have to come to terms with and learn to control? And do you think that there needs to be an additional warning label on violent video games, or do you think that parents should actually do their jobs? Feel free and leave your opinions below in the comment section. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button. Feel free and check out all my uploads. I post GTA content daily, every day, 7 days a week. And subscribe to the channel by helping me grow. As always, thanks for watching.